They remember your coffee order, they show up when you're sick, they say all the right things at all the right times, and you think, finally, someone I can trust. But here's what nobody tells you about loyalty. The most convincing performance of it is still a performance. Some people aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to what you give them. And the moment that changes, so do they. Today we're talking about 4 zodiac signs that have mastered the art of looking devoted without ever actually being devoted. Stay until the end, because the last one on this list is going to shock you. They're usually the one people think they can trust the most. Before we get into it, I want to be clear. This isn't about villainizing anyone. Every sign has layers and every person has a choice, but astrology shows us patterns. And these 4 signs have a specific pattern. They're wired in a way that makes conditional loyalty feel like the real thing, to them and to you. That's what makes it so dangerous. Let's get into it. Number 1, Gemini. And yes, I know, you've heard this before. But bear with me, because I'm not going to give you the basic Geminis are two-faced speech. It's more nuanced than that, and honestly, it's sadder. Gemini doesn't set out to be disloyal. They genuinely feel loyal, in the moment. That's the key. Gemini lives in the present tense. When they're with you, you are their whole world. They're attentive, they're charming, they remember things about you, they make you feel seen. And that's real. That's not fake. But Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, movement, and duality. They are built for stimulation. And the second someone new walks in with a fresh energy, a different perspective, a new conversation they haven't had yet, Gemini's loyalty starts to blur. They won't even recognize it as betrayal. In their mind, they're just curious, just exploring, just talking. But curiosity, for Gemini, is a door that doesn't always close. The brutal truth about Gemini, they are loyal to whoever currently holds their attention. And attention for them has an expiration date. What Gemini loyalty actually looks like. They'll defend you to everyone else's face, but they'll also confide in that new friend about your relationship problems before they confide in you. They perform loyalty publicly. Private loyalty is harder for them. If you're with a Gemini, you don't need to run, but you need to be interesting enough, not for them to love you, but for them to keep choosing you. That's exhausting, and it shouldn't be your job, just something to sit with. Drop me in the comments if you've been fooled by a Gemini's version of loyalty, because I know I'm not the only one. Number 2, Libra. This one stings a little more because Libra is the sign people associate with partnership. Venus-ruled, romantic, committed to fairness and harmony. People want Libra to be loyal. They look loyal. They dress loyal. They talk like someone who has absolutely never even considered being disloyal. And yet, here's what's actually happening inside a Libra. They are terrified of conflict and terrified of being alone. Those two fears together create a very specific kind of behavior. People-pleasing that looks like devotion. Libra will make you feel like you're their person. And in many ways, you are. But Libra will also make the person they're texting on the side feel like their person. Not because they're malicious, but because making people feel good is how Libra regulates their own anxiety. They need to be needed. They need to be chosen. And they will quietly cultivate backup options while smiling at your dinner table. The most specific Libra loyalty tell? Watch how they behave when you have a conflict. A truly loyal partner stands in discomfort with you. Libra, when pushed, will find a way to make the problem your fault, or simply vanish into someone else's company until the storm passes. They're not running toward someone else because they don't love you. They're running because they can't handle the emotional weight, and someone else offers an easier exit. Libra's loyalty is real, right up until the moment it costs them something. Then it gets negotiable. If you're in love with a Libra, make sure you're getting their actions, not just their words. Libra has some of the most beautiful words in the zodiac. Don't get lost in them. Number 3, and this is the one that's going to be controversial, Scorpio. I can already hear the Scorpios typing. Stay with me. Scorpio has a reputation as the most loyal sign in the zodiac. And I understand why. Scorpio is intense, possessive, and obsessive about the people they love. When a Scorpio is in, they are in. They remember everything. They'd go to war for you. They are the definition of ride or die, until they're not. Here's what nobody talks about. Scorpio loyalty is transactional at its core. Not in a cold, calculated way, in a deeply emotional, almost primal way. Scorpio loves with their whole soul, but they keep a ledger. Every sacrifice they've made for you, every time they stayed when they should have left, Every vulnerability they showed you, it's all in there. And when Scorpio decides, rightly or wrongly, that you've failed them, that ledger closes, and a new one opens somewhere else. The most dangerous thing about Scorpio's fake loyalty isn't that they leave, it's that they can be completely emotionally checked out of a relationship while still physically present in it. They can be planning their exit or their revenge for months while still coming home to you every night. Their face gives nothing away. Their behavior barely shifts. You won't see it coming. Scorpio doesn't pretend to be loyal as a manipulation tactic. They genuinely believe they are loyal, because in their mind, they haven't done anything yet. The betrayal is still just a plan, just a feeling, just a door they haven't walked through, but they've already walked through it in their head. And for Scorpio, that's almost the same thing. The sign most likely to already be emotionally gone while you're still planning your future together? Scorpio. And I say this with full awareness that Scorpio will come for me in the comments. Has a Scorpio ever shocked you with how quickly they were able to just move on? Comment the ledger if this hit home. Number 4. And yes, this is the one I warned you about. Cancer, the nurturer, the caretaker, the one who cooks for you when you're sick and cries at your grandmother's funeral and remembers every important date in your life. Cancer is everyone's idea of what loyalty looks like. So how does Cancer end up on this list? Here's the thing about Cancer that most astrology content won't say out loud. Cancer's love is enormous, but it is never fully unconditional. Cancer loves you, and they also need you to need them. They need to be the most important person in your life. They need to feel like the emotional center of your world. And when that need goes unmet, something shifts. Cancer doesn't leave dramatically. They don't announce it. What they do is slowly, quietly, begin to redirect that enormous capacity for love. Maybe toward a friend, maybe toward an ex they never fully let go of, maybe toward someone online who makes them feel appreciated in the way they've stopped feeling appreciated at home. And here's the most painful part. Cancer will maintain the appearance of devoted partnership while this is happening. They'll still do the things. They'll still show up, because Cancer is terrified of upheaval, terrified of breaking apart the home they've built, even if they've already emotionally left it. Cancer's loyalty is real when they feel emotionally full, when they feel emotionally starved, and they often feel starved because their needs are enormous and hard to articulate. They will find food somewhere else, and they will do it quietly, and they will feel completely justified. The most specific Cancer loyalty tell: if a Cancer stops telling you about their day, stops bringing their small complaints and little victories to you first, they've already found someone else to bring them to. Pay attention to who gets their emotional first draft. That's who has their loyalty. If you love a Cancer, love them loudly, specifically, frequently. Don't assume they know. They need to hear it, and they need to hear it often, or they will quietly find someone who says it without being asked. So there you have it. Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, and Cancer. 4 signs that can make you feel completely secure, while something else is happening underneath the surface. And look, I want to say this clearly. Astrology is a tool, not a verdict. Knowing your partner's sign doesn't tell you what they'll do. It tells you how they're wired, what their default patterns are, what their fears drive them toward, where their blind spots tend to live. What they do with that wiring is still a choice. The most loyal person you'll ever meet might be one of these 4 signs, and the most disloyal person you've ever known might be a Taurus or a Leo or a Capricorn. We're all capable of both, but if you've been in a relationship that left you confused, if someone who seemed devoted did something you never saw coming, this might give you a framework for understanding it, not forgiving it, not excusing it, just understanding it. Because sometimes the most healing thing isn't answers. It's just finally feeling like you weren't crazy for not seeing it coming. Like this video if it gave you something to think about. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of honest, no-filter astrology content. And drop in the comments which sign surprised you most on this list. I'll be down there reading every single one.